What's up, guys? The struggle is real. I'm gonna say that right now, but I wanted to share with you guys how this year is going so far. So January we did $27,000. It's our biggest January so far. We're coming into our third year now, and so that's incredible. And sucks, absolutely sucks. I'm gonna just say that right now. Like, 27,000 sounds so incredible, but most of that was commercial stuff. Most of that is net 30, so we're still waiting on a lot of that. Out of that 27,000, we may have been paid for 9 or 10 of it, and most of that went back towards payroll and covering expenses, and God knows what else we had come out. It's been rough. So we had a really good November. December died. January died. Residential stuff is just slow beyond belief right now for me and actually a lot of the guys around me too. I know I've talked to a couple guys and they're just dead. This one has been really, really slow for us, and I don't really know where to point the fingers to say what the cause is. So yeah, we look really good on paper, but we're still waiting for a lot of that money to come in. So now is that fine line of making sure that we don't go into debt waiting on that money, so we can actually enjoy it, so we can actually use it and put it where it needs to be, and actually start taking a paycheck again. I haven't been able to cut myself a check in about 2 months, so it's been pretty rough. It's been basically working it to the point where you cover your expenses, and then you buy some groceries, and then you cover your expenses again, and then hopefully you can get enough gas and enough bleach to make it to the next job, so you can cover your payroll. And then for me too, like, I will never stop adding value to my employees. Like, that is huge for me. That is going to take my business light years. I know it will. So I'm never going to stop adding value in them. So, like, even though things are tight and we're really struggling right now, I'm deliberately trying every single day to find some sort of work or something that I can do to make sure that I'm getting him hours. I've got a new technician, and the dude is just incredible. I couldn't be more fortunate. I couldn't be luckier to have such an incredible young guy working for me. He is extremely hardworking. He is so responsible and just like trustworthy. Like, that is the biggest. So reliable and trustworthy, and he already attempts to go out of his way to help me with every job and everything that I have going on. So I mean, just fantastic employee. So I'm not going to do anything to hinder that. I'm going to continuously drive value and try to make sure that I'm keeping him busy. And a lot of times he's doing good. I mean, he's doing really well. He's making more money than I am most days now, but it's by design. It's very intentional. Maybe I should back off on that a little bit because things are slow, to keep the business a little healthier. But I feel like having him around is such a better investment for the business. So I want to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to keep him satisfied and keep him around. Because I'm truly blessed to have him. So I will say that is one of those big highlights for me, is having him, because having an employee like David, my technician that I have, having an employee like him speaks volume for kind of me as a business owner, because there's a universal law out there that you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. So in order for me to have an employee that is just as reliable as he is, who who's as punctual as he is. He's always 10-15 minutes early, who's as dedicated and just models integrity, means that I must be doing that as well myself. So if there was any kind of lack in my character, then I couldn't expect my employee to be doing the same thing. So that is huge for me, that, you know, having him around. And again, it really is, it's a blessing. So that has been one of those things that has actually helped to keep me going too, is having him, because I'm telling you, like, things have been kind of bleak here lately. They really have. You know, we've gotten to the point where the other day I had almost like $4,000 worth of expenses that were about to come out, and I had no work lined up at all. So it got really bleak. I mean, it was getting really tough. The accounts were going negative. The insurance was about to be canceled. The commercial insurance was about to be canceled. Literally, like, everything that I have, that I've worked for, that I'm trying my hardest to keep, was on the lines. I mean, that's ultimately what was happening, and I didn't know how I was going to do it. So, and I was really praying for a miracle. I will tell you, I was praying my hardest for a miracle, for something to happen, and part of that too was me being kind of, I don't want to say careless, but almost being like lazy in a sense, because the thing is it got so stressful that I froze. I mean, fear and stress will cause you to just cease to exist almost. I mean, you will freeze. You will park your car, you will just be stuck in a rut, and it'll cause you to not want to go into action. And in times like that, where that's the worst thing that can happen, is that you just stop everything. You have to deliberately be going into action every single day in order to make any kind of change or deliberate growth within your company. So there were a lot of days where I was just sitting there, and I would just, man, everything was just tough. I mean, all the bills were behind. I didn't know how I was going to pay this or that. You know, we're out of groceries. You know, we're struggling. We're trying our hardest to make ends meet. We're trying our hardest not to go into debt, like I said. But some of the accounts have gone negative, and we just have to deal with it. They were actually about to close our accounts as well. So just the stress of all of that. There were some days where, like, you're defeated. Honestly, like, you're just defeated and you want to give up, and it's really challenging. But it's those times right there when you feel defeated, when you really need to get up and you need to get out there and start really busting your butt and trying to find work. And if you can't find work, you need to be getting on the phone and start calling people that are in your network and say, hey, look, what do you have? Like, we've got nothing coming in right now. It's slow. Do you have anything I can clean? Do you have anything I can do? Like, I spent 2 days dusting and cleaning a crawl space just so I could make the money that I needed to keep my accounts from closing. Okay, it wasn't even anything pertaining to pressure washing, but it was still an opportunity for me to do whatever I needed to make sure that I could keep the doors open. So it's stressful. And here's the thing, and here's the reason that I'm telling you guys this, is because, like, before I started my business, I felt like all of the work that I did, reading all the business books, talking to people who were out there doing it, really trying to focus and build a brand and build the business and do things right. I thought by, like, learning all of that stuff, that maybe I would, I wouldn't have to suffer. I wouldn't have to, I wouldn't have times like this where it was really a struggle. And that was really naive. That was really arrogant of me to believe that just because I was better prepared that I wouldn't still face those same struggles. But that's part of being a business owner. That's part of life, is you've got to struggle in order to grow. If I want to be deserving of these big jobs that I get, if I want to be deserving of the wealth and the money that may come with being a business owner, I've got to be deserving of them. I've got to go through those struggles. So, and it's that stuff that kind of molds you and makes you learn that, hey, you know what, we should have been better prepared. You know, even when you think you're prepared, there's still gonna be things that come up. So you need to constantly be better prepared and be putting aside money for different things. And we had been doing that, but you know, we did not expect such a dry winter for us. But those struggles came, and we're dealing with them, and we're fighting through them, and I couldn't be more fortunate to realize like how blessed I am through my struggles, because I have a wife that is suffering with me. Okay, she's suffering with me, and it's by choice, because even though we're married, she could say, hey, this is it, I've had enough of it, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm tired of suffering, I'm tired of dealing with it. You know, I want to get back to a life of abundance. You know, I'm the reason that we are in this situation. I decided to make the choice to step out and become an entrepreneur and try to create something for us. These struggles are fully my responsibility, and they are 100% impacted by me and my efforts or my lack of efforts. So this struggle that we're going through is really kind of opening my eyes to, one, what an incredible wife I have for sticking with me and believing in me. And even though things are bleak, she is still 100% supportive, even if she needs to take her time and take her space. And she's incredible for it. It's made me realize the relationships that I do have with the friends that I have, you know, people that I've had to call and say, hey, we need help. Okay, things are not good for us right now. We need help. But don't give me something for nothing. Find me something that I can do to earn it, because I need to be deserving of the money that I get. That way I'm responsible with it and put it where it needs to be. I don't want something for nothing, because again, we cannot work as hard as we have. We cannot build what we've built. We cannot be sitting here waiting on money to come in and then just plowing ourselves into debt, you know, that we owe other people. So let me earn my keep. Let me earn what I need to survive to get us by until eventually, you know, the money that we're waiting on comes in. You know, it's so critical that we do what we're supposed to make sure that we're not going into debt. So I guess that's why I wanted to make the video, is because the thing is I never want anybody again to think that this is just something easy. This is just something that you can get out here and do and everything's going to be honky-dory, because you decided to go start a business. And yeah, you got good money. You can do things where you do make a lot more money than what you're doing at your at your work, you know, at your job. But this can very quickly turn into a job if you are not prepared for it.